Once again, MVP is in the ring, so that can only mean one thing. Big things popping, little things stopping. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the view, because the VIP lounge is for people better than you. What's going on, guys? Xavier back again with another rant. Two things I want to talk about today. First subject is I finally made it to 1,000 views. Wow. Ever since I started doing rants in February, I never thought that I would make it to 1,000 views. Before or after my birthday, I never thought that my channel would grow strong, but it actually is. I appreciate you guys checking out all my rants. And so far, I checked all my rants and I still see no dislikes on there. It's nothing but likes and very nice comments from you guys. Oh, and mind you, with the exception of my video game reviews, all my rants are pretty much unscripted. I don't be writing down and think about what I'm going to say in my rants to you guys. I thought I'd just speak from my mind, take my time, and think about what I'm going to say before I start recording. So I don't be writing anything down what I'm going to be saying in my rants. I just speak from my mind. And I know some of you guys do that too. So I'm glad I've made it to 1,000 views. Appreciate you guys for all the support. I really, really appreciate it. That's the first thing that so that's pretty much the first thing what this rant is about. Now the second thing is we have another classic hip-hop album turning 20 years old today. Last week has been 20 years since the Def Squad, Keith Murray, Redman, and Eric Sermon released their debut album El-Nino. Now this week has been 20 years since hip-hop legendary artist N.O.R.E. released his debut self-titled album N.O.R.E. Wow. It's been 20 years since N.O.R.E. released his first solo debut album. He pretty much began his working on his solo career when his partner of CNN, Capone, was locked up after their debut album, The War Report, was released on my 6th birthday back in 1997. So then N.O.R.E. decided to work on his solo career and began working on his classic album. And also, one thing I forgot to mention in my 20 years of Def Squad's El-Nino album rant, the album did hit #2 in the Billboard Top 200, so that's pretty good, but it still should have got the recognition it deserved. But back to N.O.R.E.'s debut album, which is 20 years old today. Looking back on it 20 years later, it's still a classic. I have a few favorite songs on that album, such as Super Thug, and of course, Banned from TV is one of my all-time favorite songs off the album. As a matter of fact, we have a lot of classic hip-hop albums turning 20 years old this year. We had Big Pun's Capital Punishment album, which is now 20 years old. We have DMX's debut album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, now 20 years old. His second album, Blood of My Blood, Flesh of My Flesh, will be 20 years old later on this year. Redman's Docs the Name 2000 album will be 20 years old this year, as well as Method Man's second album, To Cal 2000 Judgment Day. Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album will be 20 years old this year. Outkast, Aquemini will be 20 years old this year. Jay-Z's Volume 2 Hard Knock Life album will be 20. Even though I'm not a Jay-Z fan and I really don't like Jay-Z, that is one of my favorite albums by him, Volume 2 Hard Knock Life. That album is turning 20 years old this year. I believe Gang Starr's Moment of Truth album is already 20 years old. If not, it will be turning 20 this year. And AZ's Piece of a Man album will be 20 years old this year. And I believe Timbaland's solo album should be 20 years old by now. If not, it'll be 20 years old this year. But yeah, so props to the legendary N.O.R.E, Noriega, wherever you want to call him. His solo debut album is now the Big 2-0. And I've seen all his Insta stories of him celebrating 20 years of his solo debut album. He even posted on his Instagram post. Wow, it's really a classic. I should definitely listen to this album before that clock hits midnight to celebrate 20 years of this classic album. Another classic album that came out when I was 7, when I was about to go into the 2nd grade, and I'm 27 now. So let me know what you guys think about N.O.R.E's debut solo album turning 20 years old today. If you don't know nothing about hip hop, then this video is not for you. So where were you on this day 20 years ago when N.O.R.E released his debut self-titled album? And be sure to like this video, subscribe to my video for more channels. And I want to thank you guys again for helping me reach 1,000 views. I now have 1,002 views as of this morning. So let me know what y'all think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Thank y'all for helping me reach 1,000 views, and happy 20th anniversary to N.O.R.E's debut self-titled album.